What's up? This is Jordan Gray from Half Lit and DopelivenTV.
Hey, this your boy Don Ritchie representing the Midwest 219 Stand Up.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Lamar Tate.
This is your girl, Monifa.
Hey, what up? It's your man, Dave Hollister from Blackstreet.
You know what this is right here. This Trigger Trench in the building.
Hey, what's up, y'all? This is your boy, Jason Weaver. And whenever I'm back home in the Chi, I'm checking out Dope Living TV.
Hey, it's your girl, Adina Howard, and you're watching Dope Living TV, live with Greg Gray and the crew.
Yo, what's up? It's your boy Greg Gray. This is Dope Living TV Live. Check it out. Let me start it off by saying the views that are expressed on this Dope Living TV Live are not necessarily the views of Dope Living TV or its affiliates. All the F words are going to come out tonight on my side. All right? Anyway, Gina, what's up, man?
And
Gina, quit playing with the stuff, man. Gina!
You gonna kick me off?
Damn.
Dang. Keep on being a comedian tonight. Bang, to the moon.
Man, don't start nothing. Don't be. What up, bro? Now you gonna get on the mute too. You gonna mute, boy.
I was not on mute. He kicked me off the show, Jeff.
Wait, that was hilarious because Gina was like, hey,
Y'all messing up. Y'all messing up.
mid sentence. Done.
Oh, he kicked me off, y'all.
That was funny.
Oh my God.
That man moved like the madman driving the truck in the horror movies.
Man. Hey, Maurice, I heard this yesterday. B.Cole, you gonna tell me if it's funny or not when you come out. Hey man, when you get off the bus, you the driver of the bus, right? When you driving the bus, who closes the door for you?
Say what?
Nothing. Anyway,
this dude.
Oh, he being real hilarious today.
Uh-huh.
Real
Look at
hilarious.
him.
all right, look, y'all. Look, check this out. Today, man, we got my man B.Cole on the show. Now, this guy has been on Def Comedy Jam. He's been on BET Comic View. All them other funny joints, man, he's been on. He's been performing at clubs in Chicago for a long time, okay? 3 decades in this business, man. To me, that's the king of comedy right there, right? You know,
the king of comedy. The king of comedy.
King.
The king is different.
This brother, you know, blessed us to come on the show a couple of times, man. He hung out with us a couple of times, and you know, back at WGCI in Chicago, Rick Party, and all of that, man. This guy, he's an amazing talent, man, but he's doing a lot of other things right now. Everybody, welcome Mr. B.Cole to the show.
What's going on, brother?
How are you? What's happening?
Dope Live TV, what's happening? What's going on?
You're gonna have to show him a thing or two, B.Cole, because he think he's funny. You're gonna have to show him he's not funny.
I caught a little wind of him. He got potential. He got the potential.
Potential. He said he got potential.
A long time ago, Chicago had a bunch of comedians in the stable, man. They had B.Cole, they had Deion Cole, they had Adele Givens. All of them was just out there, man, and they was doing their thing, all right? Yeah. Running Chicago, Bernie Mac, just running Chicago, all right?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, this brother, and I'm not just saying this because you on here, bro, but you know, Deion used to drink. Deion, don't get mad at me if you see this. Okay?
Yeah, he was heavy on that, man.
Dude, he was heavy on that.
Oh, don't tell his business.
But he's gotten better though. He's gotten better, man. He cut all that out. You
Yeah,
know?
he did. I was just gonna
Good.
say though, back in the day, man, he drank. You know, when he drank, that was a part of his act, basically. Okay, you know.
Right.
So, but B told some funny. I mean, he just told stories. Okay, yeah, and if you wasn't ready for it, okay, you gonna miss it. All right, but B, again, man, welcome to the show. Appreciate you coming through,
Thank you.
man. Hey, so
Yes, sir.
What made you want to be funny?
Hey, man, I just, been doing this since a kid, man. Just, just always in my circle being the funniest one. And growing up on the south side of Chicago, I was right on that borderline of both gangs. Like you had the GD folks and you had the Vice Lords, and I was right in the middle.
Wow.
But
Lord.
I was friends with everybody, and I was that neutral guy who just kept them laughing to stay out of the games, to stop getting from beat up and initiated or however, man, I just kept people laughing in the neighborhood. And that was just been my thing since elementary.
You had to do it though, man, especially, going to where you're from, okay? Because Chicago, if anybody don't know about Chicago now, y'all think it's rough now. Chicago,
oh yeah,
woo, it was terrible back then, man. Okay, but in order to survive, like you said, you had to either keep them laughing or give them your lunch money. I mean, whatever,
Yeah, and the thing is, it wasn't so broadcasted back then because we didn't have cameras and everything, social media, but pretty much the same stuff went on in the streets, but it was much more mild, not many guns. It was like, you'll be terrified if somebody pulled a knife out, you know what I'm saying? That was equivalent to a gun today, and, but we fought with our fists and we was able to talk about it the next day or, you know what I'm saying, and just walk away from it. But today, it's pretty much more extreme today.
Yeah.
But like I said, man, it was just, for me, it was just always keeping humor in the hood. And I had a circle of friends who basically funny as I was, but I just went ahead and took the professional route and became a stand-up comedian and did it, on a more professional level.
And see, that's the key right there. Okay, you did it in the on your block. You know what I'm saying? Everybody doing it, everybody same jokes left and right, this and that. Okay, but you decided, okay, man, look, I'm funny. I can take this someplace else. Like you didn't let that close.
Yeah, I started at 19, man, straight out of high school. So I already kind of knew what I wanted to do just through high school. I was just waiting to get out of high school to go jump on the stage somewhere, man, and just begin my journey. And that's what happened. But when I first started, I was afraid to go to the comedy club because all jokes aside was just, it just opened up. If you remember All Jokes Aside, and they were fairly new. But as a new comedian, I was afraid to go there because I felt that's where the professionals hang out. That's where the professional comedians reside. So I was doing it in lounges and bars and not knowing that I was doing it the hard way first. So when I finally did get to the comedy club, it was simple. It was an easy stretch because people come to the comedy clubs to laugh. And when you go to a lounge in a bar and you like interrupting the DJ to turn his music off so I can tell jokes to the patrons, and you got people in there drinking a misery away and you know what I'm saying, and just trying to escape life. But I was making them laugh though, and this was pre-Def Comedy Jam years, because I'm not I wasn't a Def Comedy Jam inspired comedian. A lot of comedians who came out, they were inspired by Def Comedy Jam, which was one of the biggest platforms on television at the time for urban comedy. So a lot of comedians, sprouted from that, but my generation of comedians that I study is, of course, like Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, them guys, but they just taught me how to be humorous, and just the technique of comedy. But the comedian that maybe want to jump on stage and actually do this, and I said in all my interviews, he's like my sensei of comedy because I studied him. That's comedian Damon Wayans from the Wayans family. And man, Damon Wayans is one of the most, brilliant comedians I've ever, encountered and watched. His joke writing, delivery, he just got the whole package, and he's very underrated as far as in stand-up.
Yes. Yes.
You know, but that's been my sensei, you know, all through my journey.
And he was he's physical. He did the physical comedy too, man. You know, on some of the
Absolutely.
things, which was
Yes.
even funnier. And Marlon does the same thing, actually. That physical comedy.
Oh yeah. Marlon has taken it to the next level of physical. Yeah. But Damon's physical, and I actually, you know, in my comedy, I've been physical, gotten a lot of physical, you know, comedy bits, but I've grown up from 19 years old. I just made 50 now, so it's like I can't really be as physical as I was when I was younger. You know,
Damn,
dropping to the knees and flipping around. Yeah, but
damn,
yeah, that's just how it's been.
Like he old. Listen to him.
50, man. Damn.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Hey, I just celebrated 31 years doing this, man. So yeah, and it's been a blessing.
Congratulations.
That's what's up.
Thank you.
I'm telling you, if y'all haven't seen this man perform, all right. And I haven't seen you lately, okay? But I remember back in the day, man, you used to crack us up. Period. I remember a couple of times you and I were at GCI together with Rick Party, and that was some funny times, man. Okay, Jenny, you had a question.
Yes, I want to know something, Brandell.
Don't tell her. Stop.
The whole name. You see how she put you out like that?
And listen, and I accept that too, because it's been many years growing up. I didn't really take to my name, you know, and I guess it was just the whole fact of it was just different and no one else had it, you know, and it wasn't most of a common name, but growing up into my adult years, and I really took it in and you know, took pride in it, because it is different and it does stand out from the rest. You know, yeah. So thank you. Yes, Brandell, and you pronounced it right. Yes, because I get Brandell a lot. I'm like Brandell, you know. So, but it's Brandell.
Weren't you on Def Comedy Jam?
Yeah.
Yes, I was doing. I was on Def.
That's where I know you from.
Yeah,
I never missed a season of Def Comedy Jam. I had them on VHS.
Wow. Oh wow, yeah. But my main
way back.
A lot of my exposure was on BET Comic View the most, because you know Comic View they did a lot of reruns, and you know they reran a lot of comedians over and over again. So that's what helped me become a household name, by just being on like 5 nights a week, you know.
Okay.
But my question is, you know, a lot of times comedians, they funny around their family and their friends, but when they get on stage, you hear crickets. How did you know that you were funny outside your circle?
You know what? That's why I had to go see for myself first, and that's why I was going to the lounges and going to, you know, like hole in the wall spots to check. And I didn't invite anybody. I didn't invite no friends. I was really talking with strangers. And when I noticed that I can make strangers laugh who didn't even attend to come see comedy, then that's when I knew. Then it was time for me to take myself to all jokes aside and go ahead and do my journey. You know, but that's basically how I know, and that's how anyone would know if they're really actually funny when they actually get on that stage. Because yes, you can be funny around your family, you can be a living room comedian, you know, a family get together, stuff like that. But it's more than just being funny in this business. It's a whole package into comedy. You know, you got to have the delivery, the whole presentation is a package. And not just funny is basically the last thing, you know. But if you got everything else, you know, in the formula, then it makes you a great comic.
Yeah, most definitely, man. Let me ask you this though: has there ever been a moment where you, may have thought you went overboard? You know, because a lot of comedians they come to, you know, they see the audience, and the audience becomes part of their routine.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? I've learned early in the game, because like I said, when I first started, I got a lot of advice and gems from the legends today, like Bernie Mac, Cedric the Entertainer, D.L. Hughley. Like I was young coming in, and they were on their way into stardom. but I came in right at a time where I was able to, get a lot of knowledge from them guys. And I remember, like, it sticks to me to this day. Cedric, the entertainer, he told me, he said, never create a heckler. Never create a heckler where you pick on somebody in the audience, and then if they retaliate, they can be possibly funnier than you and take over your whole show.
Wow.
And I've seen comedians, seen comedians do that. And I was like, I'm definitely gonna stay away from that. That's why I'm a writer. I'm more of a writer. So I write a lot of material where I don't have to go into the audience, So it's like when you see me, you're gonna see all my writing abilities right there on stage. So basically, I categorize myself not just as a comedian, but I'm a writer who's an actor who acts as a comedian, So when I'm on stage, I'm just doing my script.
Okay, I got it.
I hear you on that because Corey Holcomb, another Chicago native, Corey Holcomb would go at that audience. Oh man, and he won a lot of times, but I've seen a couple of times where he lost. Okay,
because Corey can push the broom hard, and the thing is, he can split the audience up too. But the respect I have for Corey, he's just fearless. And being fearless in this business, it will take you far, but it's a lot of consequences with it as well. Because he doesn't hold back, hold his tongue or anything, and he says what's on his mind. But if you do that, make sure it's funny. And if it's not funny to everybody, it's okay. But if you get half the room or majority of the crowd laughing, then you're doing something.
That's what's up, man. Theo McGee says, I remember doing a show with him, with Jeremiah Frazier, and I remember doing a comedy show he hosted. B.Cole told me I was funnier than most of the people that went up, and that was my second time doing comedy on stage. Shout out to Theo McGee.
Wow, that was back in in the 90s sometime?
Yes, had to be. Long time.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, long time.
Life coach, what you got?
Hey, you know what? I really like how you started describing your creative process in terms of how you get to writing your comedy. Can you go a little deeper into that for us? Describe what it is to be in the mind of B.Cole as he writes out his stand-up.
Oh, wow. Over the years, it's just become a thing of just having just letting things come to me, opposed to me sitting down with a blank piece of paper and trying to figure out what to do. My life experiences, I take on it and I put it into my routine. And when you have a life, you have as a comedian, you have a routine from your life experiences. So my thing is, like, a lot of with my life experiences, I may exaggerate them a little, just a lot to make it into a comedy bit, but the base of it is real life, but as a comedian, you take that experience and you just stretch it a little bit and do a lot of exaggeration, and you got you a bit right there. I always believe that things come to you throughout the universe. If things are, and you have to, the main thing is just being aware. It's all about awareness. And when you're aware of your surroundings and what's going on, you can pull something out of the universe that comes to you. And a lot of people probably would ignore it, or they would take it and sit with it and not do anything with it. And what happens, the universe just, it takes it away from you and put it back into the realm of someone else to grab it. And that's why you always see, like, man, I thought of that and I didn't get on it, but that's why you see someone else do it later, because, like I said, the universe is just real, and I, just doing this comedy, I really experience a lot with that, things just coming to me, and I better jump on it fast before somebody else jump on it.
Yeah. So let me ask you. Go ahead, Jeff. I'm sorry.
No, I was just agreeing. I said that's what's up.
Yeah. So a lot of people don't know, man, that you helped start the Second City.
Oh.
Yeah. I had actually, back in 1998, we were the first Black sketch comedy group to perform in Second City. And we would call our sketch comedy group was called Forgotten City.
Yeah.
And it was myself, it was B.Cole, comedian Marlon Mitchell. We had my man Cootie Simmons, if you all know who Cootie is.
Always.
Yeah, Cootie. Yeah, he went off and did he went off and did the Kanye documentary Genius.
And he put me in it. He put me in it too.
Oh, did he?
Yeah,
okay.
I had 3 full seconds.
You mean you didn't see
Oh
him?
yeah, because I caught myself in there for
Right.
real quick too, like real quick. Then, but it wasn't about us; it was about Kanye. So I kind of accepted that, But yeah, it was a group of us, man. It was also Tiffany J. Curtis. She was in the group. Tiffany J. Curtis, if you are familiar with the show that was here, that was locally in Chicago. It was a Christian-based show called The Awakening.
The Awakening.
And yeah, The Awakening. And it was a popular like drama series in Chicago that played on the local channel, but it was real popular. But she played a character called Marquita, and she was the lead of it. But she was also in the group, along with other comedians like Don Boatman and Alex Ortiz. But that allowed us to, it opened doors for us. And with that, it just was bad management that didn't take us far, because we got to the point where we auditioned for MTV, because we auditioned for he was Puffy at the time, Puff Daddy. And they was trying to give him a slot on MTV, and he wanted to dab into comedy, but it was the choice of comedy or music. So he went with Making the Band. When he came out with that series, Making the Band, we were up there with Making the Band. It was Making the Band or Forgotten City. So he made his final choice and went with Making the Band. But that's all blamed on bad management, and that's a whole nother story with that. But yeah, we were the first to, have that black sketch comedy troupe in Second City.
Man, it's so funny you mentioned The Awakening, man. My music video show, if you can remember, came on right before The Awakening. All right, then The Awakening had it had so many local actors. It was a good little series. Honestly, it was.
Yeah.
But they
conveyed a lot of messages in that series too, man. They stuck to some real street topics.
They did. Yeah, they definitely did, and it was a good one. It was a good. To me, it was a good series. I didn't know anything about making series back then. I just wanted to interview people like you. So, but what was probably the best moment, the moment that you knew, hey man, I've arrived, I made it?
Oh man, I had a few of them, man. But I think the pivotal of my career, like at that peak, I was 10 years in the business already. I started in 1991. In 2001, it was November. I can't remember the date. I think it was like November 22nd. I performed on stage with Prince, and
can't beat that.
And he invited me to the show because I met him prior to that. I met him like a couple of months before that, because I was doing a show. I had a show that I was doing weekly in Minneapolis. And it was me and a promoter out there, D Rich, rest in peace. He was bringing me out there, and we did a show together that we were producing on Thursday nights at this club called the Riverview. And the whole time I was doing this show in Minneapolis, I didn't even know that my DJ that was DJing for me for the show, that he was friends with Prince. Like, I didn't even know until the night he told me after the show. He's like, yo, I'm about to go hang out over Prince's house. You want to come? I was like, what? You get something like that, man. Like Prince. And he don't even look like he hang with Prince. You got somebody who don't even look like, you think somebody hang with Prince look like Prince, dressed like everything. But this dude, he was just like, jeans and t-shirt, ball cap and stuff. Like, I'm about to go hang with Prince. Like, he's like, yeah, Prince at home, man. He in the studio working. And so it was so unbelievable, man. So the entire time we left the club driving to Prince's home, I was still in disbelief. And then once we arrived, this is how close of a friend of Prince he was, that when we arrived to the gates where Prince's house was, the gates with the big symbol on it, this guy pushed the button on his sun visor that opened the gate.
Wait.
Man,
Wow.
his name, yeah, and the guy his name is Brother Jules. He go by Brother Jules, and also rest in peace to him. We lost him some years ago.
Wow.
But yeah, he took me over there, man, and I started doing research on Brother Jules and started going through Prince albums and seeing the little his name in the albums and on production, production titles and everything. So this dude was the real deal. So once we got the Prince home, man, we were walking in and Roy Ayers was walking out. Yeah, the great Roy Ayers. They just finished a song and that they were working on, and we just was in passing. We were going in, Roy was coming out, him and his guys were coming out, and Roy was like, yeah, we just got done. He's still in there. And once we went in there, man, like I said, it was just the energy was good, because I've been a Prince fan. I've been a Prince fan since I was young. I was introduced to Prince through my older sister, and I was in 6th grade, and that was like back in 84, and man, just hanging out with that dude, man, and and think about it, it was after my show, so we were there like 2-3 in the morning, just vibing, and Prince actually played the song. He played the song for me to let me listen to what him and Roy just did, and I thought, wow, he wanted me to hear his song, and he's like, give my opinion. I was like, man, my opinion don't matter, not the Prince, like what I'm gonna tell Prince, man. I mean, you need some more snares up in there, dog.
He would
put a little more percussion up in there. Come on, Prince, let's get this right, Prince. Come on, man, you better than this. I couldn't do that, And I honestly can't even remember the song. I was so much in awe. I can't even remember hearing the song, but I just know I was in my head like, man, Prince playing this song for me, And like I said, it was good, man. Prince actually said he knew me from Comic View because he said he was a big comedy fan and he watched Comic View. So he did know me from Comic View. And he said his favorite comedian was Bernie Mac. Bernie Mac was his favorite. And man, it's like, yeah, it was surreal, man. It was very surreal. And then when he came to Chicago in November, I got invited to his concert. And it was the after party to his concert. And Prince's after party is at another venue, just a smaller venue from the theater he did his concert. But his after party is just another concert, just a smaller. Well, it's a jam session throughout the night. And when I went, Common and Macy Gray was there too, because Common and Macy Gray had a show earlier that night, and they came over to Prince after party after their show. So we was all just on stage, man, vibing, man. And I think I was the only guy on stage with like jeans and t-shirt, and Prince was Prince, and Macy Gray, you know how eccentric she is, and Common was dating Erykah Badu at the time, so you know how he was. He was all dressed like, real eccentric. So I was like, felt like an oddball. I'm up there in a Wild Hundreds t-shirt with jeans on, But it was good, man. Prince, like he gave me the platform, man, to perform in front of his audience. He told me to get to the microphone and do something. And I didn't know what to do because, like, Common was performing, he was freestyling. And him and Common performed his song "The Light." If remember Common's song "The Light," and Prince was doing the hook. Like Prince was singing the hook on it. It was real cold, man. And then Macy Gray was doing cover songs of Prince because all Prince did was just played, and they were like performing on the mic. But Prince told me to go to the mic, and the only thing I can think of is just to do my poem that I was known for. My signature joke that I'd done on BT Comic View. It was a poem called "I'm in Love with a Crackhead."
The crackhead. I remember.
You all remember that.
I remember that one.
Yeah. So I went up there and just like I'm in love with a crackhead. And you know what? It was none of us in the audience. It was probably like 2 or 3 I can really point out of us in the audience. But Prince got such a wide range of fans. Yeah. There was a lot of different, nationalities up in there, man. And I started doing "I'm in Love with a Crackhead," and when people started hearing, because the whole time I was on stage, people was kind of wondering who is this guy, the only guy in jeans and t-shirt up there, because we was on stage the whole entire time. And then when I got on stage, started doing "I'm in Love with a Crackhead," a lot of people started like opening their eyes wide and pointing like, yeah, I know this guy, I heard of him, you know. And then Prince came right beside me and started playing his guitar. You know, the famous guitar is the cymbal guitar, and started playing that right beside me as I was doing I'm in Love with a Crackhead. So I got to say that was the highlight of my career of 10 years, you know.
Wow.
And like I said, and I went from there and done more things, but that's one night that I'll always remember, you know.
And I'm quite sure man, there are young comics coming up and probably saying the same thing about you, man. You know, I got a chance to perform with B.Cole, man. What? You know?
Oh man, and you know, it's so crazy because like I said, I see a lot of young comedians coming to the game, and they do give me my respect. And a lot of cats do let me know they used to watch me on television when they were kids and stuff like that, the whole nine. And it's a lot of young funny comedians. When I was a young comedian, I had this Bernie Mac story. When I was a young comedian and I came into the game and I started hanging out at the clubs where Bernie and the other guys used to hang out at, and I was young, but I used to always mess with Bernie and just walk up to him and be like, yo, Bernie, I'm gonna catch up with you. And I used to always just say that, I'm gonna catch up with you, Bernie, and I'll walk away and, you know, leave Bernie just silent, just looking at me. And I used to say, not knowing that I was really annoying him. I mean, I'm 19 years old, I'm a kid, and Bernie been in the game maybe like probably 15, 18 years by that time. And here I am as a young kid telling this man who's been doing comedy all these years that I'm gonna catch up with him. And I think about this in hindsight now, like, man, you know, who was I to tell this man that I'm gonna catch up with him with all the work he put in for decades? And here I am, just been doing it maybe like a year or so, and telling this man I'm gonna catch up with him with all the work. So he let me slide with him maybe like 2 or 3 times, and I just go up there and mess with him, like just say, yo, Bernie, I'm gonna catch up with you, and I'll run off. And then one night it was the House Party 3 premiere, and I was invited. I went to the House Party 3 premiere that was here in Chicago, and I think that was Bernie's like first big movie, and we went. And the after party was at the Cotton Club, back at the Cotton Club. So we went to the Cotton Club. You know, here I am, Bernie celebrating, you know, got his big cigar, got his suit on, everything. Bernie feeling good, but here come my little ass, you know, just walking up, sneaking up behind him and shit. Hey, Bernie, I'm gonna catch up with you. Bernie turned around and said, catch up with yourself. And I was like, okay, you know. I mean, he was loud. He was loud over the music. He's like, catch up with yourself, you know. And I took that and I was like, all right, cool. And that let me know I struck a nerve, and that let me know that, like, yo, I better chill, because Bernie was really pissed.
Bernie was
so and I tell you that story because I'm gonna say about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, this was like right at the cusp of maybe COVID. Like when COVID first broke out, we were still doing shows. We were kind of doing shows in the city, like kind of privately a little bit, because, you know, the city was shutting everything down, but we'll sneak off and put together.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
That wasn't me.
What you doing, Greg?
Y'all still there?
Yeah.
We're still here. I don't know what Greg.
That wasn't me.
Okay. Yeah, but what to conclude this story, that I was at a club one night a couple of years ago, and a young comedian walked up to me, and he's like, B.Cole, what's up? You know, come to me as a fan and let me know, man, I used to watch you on TV, and it's now like, cool. The man said straight to me, B.Cole, I'm gonna catch up with you.
Oh, wow. Come on, dude.
Wow.
He told me the exact same thing that I told Bernie. I mean, word for word, verbatim. And my thought was to just look at him and say, catch up with yourself, you know, but man, it really threw me for a loop, though. You know, I'm like, man, it's just funny how things come back around, you know, how the world is. It's a cycle, you know. But it came back to me, and I feel like the older, you know, I really was in place with Bernie at that time. How Bernie felt, that's how I felt, you know.
Oh, that's an amazing story. Marcel,
funny.
Sorry, caught me drinking.
Yeah, I did.
So my question for you, have you ever written like a TV series, a comedy TV series?
We're gonna get to that. We're gonna get to that.
But that was my question.
I know we're gonna get to that.
Okay.
Yeah, and I have an answer for it too. So whenever you are ready for that, I'll let you know that one.
We're gonna get to that. All right.
She's about 3 steps ahead of us.
Yeah, look.
And
I have a very interesting story about a couple of TV shows that I've written. But okay,
we're gonna get to all of that. We're gonna do.
But B,
questions. Let's go.
B, are you gonna do the famous "I'm in love with a crackhead" for us tonight?
Oh wow! You know what? I haven't done it in years. But you know what? I did make it into a short film. I did make it into a short film. If you all go onto my YouTube channel, I have a YouTube channel, B.Cole Films, and my short film, my very first movie was "I'm in Love with a Crackhead," the movie, because it got so popular on BET. It got so popular on BET.
I saw that movie.
And it starred, and you know what? It's starring B.Cole, starring Marlon Mitchell. It's starring it was Lil Rel. If you all familiar with Lil Rel, doing very well right now. It was Lil Rel's very first movie. Lil Rel, he was doing comedy maybe like 2 months before I put him in my first movie, "I'm in Love with a Crackhead." So I've done that as a film, and it's on YouTube. It's a short film, and it was actually Cootie's very first movie that he directed. Like, you know, Cootie went off and done great things, but his very first movie was "I'm in Love with a Crackhead," because it was all about us trying to make a way for ourselves and do it independently. Because out of our circle, I was the first one to go off the LA beat, do BET and sit down, have the meetings at the tables and stuff like that. But I got a glimpse of Hollywood where it kind of struck me where it's like I wasn't feeling it, and I came back home and told these guys like, "Yo, we need to do it ourselves and go the independent route." You know what I'm saying? Because these guys want to own you. You know, they want to own your likeness, your name, and everything. But doing it the independent route, of course, is more of a struggle uphill, and it's more of you got to have patience, you know, because if it's not moving fast enough for people kind of jump ship to go to where it can move a little more rapidly for them, you know.
Yeah, slow and steady. You know, do that tortoise race. You know what I'm saying, Jeff? Real quick, because I got a 3-minute, if you don't mind, B.Cole. I got 3 minutes of B.Cole, y'all. Let's do
this. Let's do it.
Okay, but go ahead, Jeff.
Well, quick question. Yeah, man. You know, we all get advice from people, and it's always memorable with us. You know, we always remember that one thing that somebody told us, and it just resonated with us. And that's the number one thing that we kept with us. It could be throughout our career, through our whole lives, or whatever. So what was the most memorable advice that you ever got from somebody about comedy?
Was it George Daniels? Because George Daniels gave everybody advice.
George Daniels. Yeah, George Daniels, he always hung out on the comedy scene, but me and him really never had no real sit down talk. But the advice about comedy, man, probably, and you know, it was just always like little like one-liners of advice that kind of stuck with me. Like I don't know if you are familiar with one of the Chicago legend comedians here named Kenny Howe. Kenny Howe, when I first got into the game, he took me under his wing, and his main thing was just he had 2 words for me: have fun. And I was like, okay, have fun. You know, so I took that, got on stage, have fun. It was another comedian, T.K. Kirkland.
Yep.
If you are familiar with T.K. Kirkland, when I worked with him, his phrase was demonstration is better than conversation. So I took that. Like, don't talk about everything that I'm going to do and what I got coming up. Just do it and show, you know. So it's like just demonstrate it opposed to talk about it. So it's just little gems like that I've taken, you know, from a lot of comedians. So it's like, but it wasn't like no long stretch or speeches or anything. But a lot of people just gave me some quick little gems.
And shout out to Kenny Howe and T.K. Kirkland, man. Both of them very funny guys. All right. Hey, you're talking with B.Cole. He's a comedian. I mean, one of the best I've seen. He's also a producer and a director too, and we're gonna get into that. But I want to take it back to Zanies. All right, take it back to Zanies. so y'all can see exactly what this dude does. Okay, this was look, and I'm gonna set it up too. He told there were 2 jokes on here. One about Chicago versus LA and the gangs. Okay, and the other one about y'all women and y'all fupas. Anyway, y'all check this out. All right, we'll be right back.
Well, when I was out there in LA, it's just been a lot of concerns back at home, because like my friends and family used to call all the time, like, you afraid of the Crips and the Bloods? Like, Crips, I'm from Chicago, I don't give a damn about no Crips and Bloods. Yo, we got GD folks and Vice Lords here. You know what I'm saying? Crips and the Bloods, they punks out there. It's easy to gang bang in 90-degree weather all year round. That's easy. That's a vacation for thugs. Try gang banging 15 below zero, nigga. That's gangster. We got real thugs here, yo. We got thugs here throwing gang signs with mittens on. GD, what the fuck? GD, are you sure? Trust me. Get off my block, fool. Like folks pulling triggers with mittens on. There's too much pressure out there, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say, that's why I get on all you women about losing all this weight, missing meals, crash diets. Be big, be happy. You know what I'm saying? Feel free, just kick it. Too much pressure trying to lose all this weight. Be happy who you are. You know, and everybody trying to weigh 80 pounds and stuff and all that. Let me tell you something. You can weigh 80 pounds in LA. That look normal out there. Try to weigh 80 pounds in Chicago, you look suspect. I'm sorry. You can't be 80 pounds with all this shit going around. West Nile disease, bird flu, swine flu, H1N1, R2D2, peanut butter. You can't do that.
That man said peanut.
Too much shit going on me 80 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And if you weigh 80 pounds, you better be flawless. Can't shit else be wrong with your ass. If you in Chicago with 80 pounds, you better be flawless. You can't have a slight cold, a running eye, nothing. You can't even have the sniffles weighing 80 pounds. You can't be 80 pounds going... Girl, what's wrong with you? My sinuses, no, it's ours. You about to die. Go on with that shit. You look sick. I'm saying, be big, be happy who you are, because that's what's sexy, ladies. Confidence in a woman. When you confident, that's what really attract a man right there. Sure your body. For real. That's what you do, man. For real. And I'm telling you something, man. It's warm outside, summertime coming up, man. Forget what everybody said. Wear the little halter tops. Let them stomachs out. I love stomachs. Yeah, damn it. Fuck that. I love stomachs. That's why I said stomachs, plural. 2 on 1 woman. I love that shit. Woo! Because it's all about how you carry it. You know what I'm saying? I fell in love with this girl last summer. She wore her stomach out every day. Walking down my block, just walking down. And she was like, she had swagger though. You know, it's like a little style she had with her stomach, just plow, plow. You know what it looked like? It looked like she tucked her stomach in and bloused it out a little bit. I was like, dang! I gave her the Lily and Squiggy bite line. You just gonna blouse your stomach out? I'm gonna blouse this motherfucker out. I said, girl, you look like a beautiful muffin. It's a tasty treat on my street.
No.
Oh, that was hilarious, bro.
Wow.
You know, and I don't even do that joke anymore, man.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
Well, I had a few women, plus size women, come to me and complain to me about that joke.
Oh.
And I was like, you know, it's like I only do it in fun, no harm, you know. But I'm kind of, I haven't done it in a long time. You know?
Are you running into that a lot? I know a lot of comedians are saying that they can't be comedians anymore. Are you finding that to be true?
Yeah. What America needs is to learn how to laugh at itself again, you know, and that's the thing. It's like with comedy, it's just like it's comedy, and just take it as that, you know. Everyone gets a taste of it, man. Get spoken upon on it. You know, there's a lot of sensitive people out here now, and it's a cancel culture. And I think the culture, the cancel culture, I think they just look for stuff to cancel and want to cancel, you know. So I think they pick out and and pick on a person who they probably like, yo, this person needs to be canceled, and they jump on it right away. I think it's just become a thing now. But like I said, comedy back in the day when I started, even before I started, man, like if you look at stuff like Eddie Murphy Raw, you know, even Eddie says, and even Eddie say it in his interviews now that, man, he can't even say anything that he did in Raw back in the day or Delirious. And he say he cringed at a lot of his stuff that he talked about. Like he can't even watch it now today because he cringed at it. But the thing is, that was just the world, man. Everybody laughed at themselves, and people don't know how to laugh at themselves again, you know, at all anymore. You know,
That's crazy, man. It's
Thanks.
it has gotten bad. Okay.
Yeah. Let's
Marcel.
Let's take a quick break. Let's redirect, regroup, refocus with life coach Jeff Relaford.
I just got one word for y'all. Laugh. That's it. Just laugh. Because you know what, man? Like my man said, what the world needs today is what Mr. B.Cole has said. What the world needs to do is just laugh at itself. You know, and stop taking offense to everything. Look at you and just say, all right, look here. I know that I'm a fool. I know that I'm crazy. I know it's some stuff that I do that I might not like about me. But just go ahead and just laugh about it, yo. Have fun with yourself. Have fun with others. And then go ahead and just smile. Laugh, everybody, damn it. Laugh.
Whoop, whoop.
That's what you do, man, for real. Okay, we're talking with Mr. B.Cole. I'm sorry, Brandell. He's done everything. What's next for you, bro?
Right now, man, I'm just producing a lot of comedy shows. I'm creating some platforms for the younger comedians. I have a monthly show that I do at Riddle's Comedy Club in Alsip, Illinois. It's called Shy Fly Comedy Sundays. I do it at, every second Sunday at Riddle's Comedy Club. Shy Fly Entertainment is my entertainment company. So just creating platforms for the younger cats, man. That's kind of what I've done throughout really my career. I always just, you know, took a lot of young comedians under my wing and you know, did stuff for them. So I'm continue doing that. One of my movies, well, my latest movie was released. It's on Tubi now. It's called Heaven on Seven. It's a movie that I wrote and directed. It's starring comedian Damon Williams and actress Terry J. Vaughn from the Steve Harvey Show. If you all remember her. Yeah. So it's called Heaven on Seven. It's on Tubi right now. It's doing pretty well. So like, yeah, if you guys get a chance, check it out. My movie that I've done, a get together, is coming up on its 20-year anniversary. I did a movie back in the day called A Get Together, and it's coming up on its 20-year anniversary, and that's been doing well in the past over the years because it was on Netflix, it was on all the cable channels, HBO, Showtime, Stars, all the platforms, streaming platforms, but it's coming up on its 20-year anniversary in 2025. So we're going to do a huge marketing campaign and do a re-release of it and a new edit cut to it. You know, I call it the cold cut version. And it's entirely different from the original that came out back in 2005. You know.
Nice, man. You staying busy. You are staying busy, man. We want to number one, thank you, man, for coming through and just letting us celebrate you, man, because, you know, that's what we do here on Global TV Live, man. We want to celebrate and show our audience people that have gone through things to get to something great, okay? You're helping people, man. You still do, and you've always been a class act, bro. I mean, for as long as
man, thank you, brother.
Always been.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
But is there? Go ahead.
No, I was just saying I appreciate you guys having me, and like I said, I'm a student of guys like Keenan Ivory Wayans and Robert Townsend, and they the ones who introduced us to people like Jamie Foxx and Tommy Davidson and Jim Carrey and stuff like that. So by me being a student of those guys, that's what I take on to do for a lot of comedians who need that light, who deserves that light shined on them, and you know, for people to you know, discover who's out there, man. So yeah, so that's what I'll always be doing and continue doing with my movies and comedy show platforms, stuff like that. So you guys will be seeing a lot of great Chicago comedians coming out doing their thing.
Yeah, man, we talk to a lot of Tubi producers, directors, actors all the time. You know, they always come on here and showcase their shows, you know, talk about it.
Yeah,
they've done. Their actors come on here and this and that, man. You are more than welcome. This is your platform, bro. You're more than welcome to bring your movie, talk about it. You know, come back to the show, talk about it, and bring your movie. And we're definitely pushing. Definitely.
Man, yes. Yeah, any exposure I can get, man. I appreciate you guys. You have a platform, so having me on is an honor, man. And like I said, to all your viewers and out there and everything, man, you know, it's just good to be able to get my work out for people to, you know, just discover me.
Absolutely, man. And like I said, you are
Very happy to have you.
At the last word for coming from you, actually. If there was something you could give to these young comics, man, some words of wisdom to them, what would it be?
Man, you know what? Just keep your head down, have a tunnel vision, and just, you know, just go. You're not in competition with anyone. You know, a lot of young comedians come in and just feel that they're in competition with a lot of comedians, and don't compare yourself to anybody. You know, don't do that, because, you know, the sun and the moon, they're different, but they shine at the time they're supposed to shine. You know, so shine when you're supposed to shine and do you, and don't worry about the next man, because you get a lot of comedians who kind of get on stage and they perform for the comedians that's in the back of the comedy club, trying to get their approval and disregarding the audience, you know, and they try to get the comedians' approval back there, but the comedian is never going to give you the approval that you want. So you have to just disregard that and just have your blinders on, have that tunnel vision, and just move forward. And, you know, it's taken me a long time to even get to that point in my career. So, you know, because no one's told me that or taught me that, but I got caught up in that where I had to just break out of it and just keep my head down to the ground and just stay on the grind and just, you know, just move it at my capacity.
Absolutely. Marcelo, say something real quick.
Just pretty much piggyback off what he's kind of saying. Always be yourself. If you stumble, get back up and keep moving.
Yes. Absolutely.
Yeah, always allow your gift to mature a little bit. You know what I mean? I feel that just like comedy, along with other things, you know, it takes time. You got to hone in on that skill. You know what I mean? Don't be so quick in the rush. Always be ready to always master the craft and be matured at it.
What up, partner?
Yeah, because to say something to that is like, and there's so much pressure on young comedians now. Even the comedians still performing to this day, because it's such the internet world right now, and everybody got their cameras. So even as a comedian, you're trying to work on a new joke, but somebody got their camera on and they put it out there into the internet world, and they putting out something that's premature, that's not even ready yet. You know, so a lot of young comedians don't even have that anymore, because the moment they get on stage, they're being filmed and put out there on the internet. See, the blessing for my generation, we were able to keep practicing the joke. Then the time we got on television, which was a Comic View Def Comedy Jam, we've done a joke that we've been working on probably for the past two or 3 years. You know, and it's so perfected. You know, but now it's hard to really perfect your craft when you can't even, you know, practice on it without it being exposed before it's really ready.
Right. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Gino?
It's a different era. Well, I just want to say, keep keeping us laughing. I love comedy. And you know what they say, a good laugh heals a lot of hurts. So we need that comedy. I hope we don't get to a point where comedy has to be black and white. It has to be so bland that we don't even want to hear it anymore. Please keep it alive for us, B.Cole.
I sure will. It's all God's work, you know. He give me this talent, and I'm just, you know, here to deliver it. And like I said, it's two things I don't talk about in my comedy routine. I don't talk about politics and I don't talk about religion, because those are things that it's such a opinionated topics where, you know, it's a never ending battle with, you know, in people beliefs. So I stay away from that. And like I said, I just keep it funny. I just keep it funny. And, you know, it's for all races. My comedy is for everyone.
That's what's up, man. Tomorrow, man, we're going from Chicago to Arkansas. Okay, Miss Arkansas gonna be on here. She's gonna tell us a couple of little jokes, little jokey jokes. Supposed to be funny. That's what Miss Arkansas will be here tomorrow. Hey, B, appreciate you coming through, man. And you know, this is 31 years.
sir.
Man has been doing this. All right.
Yes.
Remember the GCI? What you call those things? The WGCI new music seminars and all of that stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh man, it's been a long time, man. It's good seeing you again.
Good times, man.
Hey,
good times. And since this is an internet world right now, man, I just want to let your people know. Please join me on Instagram. I'm on Instagram, B.Cole comedian. You know I'm old. I say join me on Instagram. I don't want to be followed. Join me. You know?
Join.
I'm too old to be followed.
I just followed your Facebook page.
Yeah, so Facebook, Brandell Cole on Facebook, B.Cole comedian on Instagram, and like I said, just check my action out on there, because I'm putting out reels and sketch comedy on there as well to keep the laughter going every day.
So y'all do that Instagram, y'all, and go watch Heaven on 7, y'all. Look,
I'm
on
watching that.
I did.
We all Heaven on 7 out, and I'm in love with a crackhead on just put in I'm in love with a crackhead the movie on YouTube. My channel will come up, so just check that out as well.
Man, for real, that's most.
That's too funny.
Right. Hey, bro, again,
Cool.
for tuning in and hanging out with us. All right, we thank you guys for tuning in. And hey, man, anytime you come back, bro, it's yours. Let me know.
Well, thank you, man. We'll be in touch, man. And I'll just keep you up to date what's going on with me. I'd love to come back.
For sure.
I'll see you at Riddles. That's my spot.
She going. Definitely.
Yes. Come on out. Yes.
Hey, man, this is DopelivenTV Live. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Miss Arkansas is here tomorrow. All right. Peace.
Peace out.